All right. Hello and welcome to this episode of Boomer and Degen. I'm your host, Biz, with co founder Andy of Crypto Hub HQ. And we're here to talk markets. We're here to talk trading. We're here to talk market health and news as well. But I mean, I'm seeing the headlines overall not too bad, at least from what I'm seeing with what I'm reading with SUI, what I'm reading with the CBOE like wanting to really get behind approving more ETFs. I'm noticing LTC as well, pushing the envelopes for an ETF. I mean, like, there's a lot of good news out there. So, what the
Yeah.
heck? Why isn't the market reacting positively? So,
Ah,
these are
yeah. Well,
good questions, but before we dive in, if you guys haven't done so already, please give us a follow at Crypto Hub HQ on Twitter. We're trying to grow the channel, as well as if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
yes. So, as predicted yesterday on the stream, market's still down, and so there's no point dwelling in the market health. We've kind of had these arrows almost to zero for a long time now, and with good reason, right? So, when you come back to that in a minute, I said yesterday that we had a green candle like
Yeah.
we do today. And I said, usually though, when America wakes up, they drag it down. And then again, now 5 days back down to that fair value gap, still not mitigating that. So it's this is not a POCY now. This is a POC. Y stands for yesterday, but I've had that on for a bit. But it is an old POC, and it's right near a fair value gap, and that seems to be holding the price up. But on the trading day today, we're only up 0.74%, and as are the alts. And what's interesting is if I go to the 15-minute table, if you remember our little trend line yesterday,
Yeah.
said it should come down to retest it. Well, it came down and fell through it. And what it did then was it went back above it, retested it, then went up. So at the moment, we're kind of I'm kind of been down on a smaller chart. We have this little mini trend line here. But what's interesting is Bitcoin is just going up and down, up and down. That's actually quite good trading conditions.
Yeah.
Uh, and the one that and I've been shaking my head twice now, and you know about this, right? I went in, got a trade set up yesterday while on a call with you after the stream and missed it. I think I went out for a cigarette. I'm going to have to stop smoking. And then today, same thing. And I missed it again, but I'll go back into that coin because it's been crazy profits. If I'd have managed to get in, my setup was on point exactly twice, right? But anyway, let's look at this to start with. This
Oh.
altcoin Caesar is dumping. Like, and again, what do you expect? Oddly enough, if I go back to here and go to the others, we're on the day chart, you can see that the others, like it's, the alts are just like not doing good. What's also interesting is if you go to the BTC dominance, they usually say that you want the BTC dominance to start falling before altcoin season comes to show that altcoin season is coming in.
Mhm.
It's been consistently rising. Like it had a dip down here in November and December, but since the new year, excuse me, it's been going back up again.
Mhm.
So these are all confirmations that we are literally not in altcoin season, evidenced by this. Um, the fear and greed is sitting still at 35, same as yesterday. Liquidations are still, about the same, almost 50-50. Not no change from yesterday. So, the entire market is still very, very uncertain. And are we going to shoot up today? I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of streams are like, buy the dip, this is it. But we trade, so we don't really recommend long-term investments. We can add that later, but we're all about trading the moment, right, on the day trades. So At the moment, Bitcoin it's been banding up and down yesterday. Then it had a rise up this morning, and then it's been bandering around in this range here, which is why I'm down on like the 5 minute table to check that out. But let's go to the coin that I missed yesterday. I put in my charting channel yesterday, Skywalker Setups. There are times when one kicks oneself when you do the perfect setup only to be distracted at exactly the wrong time and miss out on that 40x 570% trade. And this was it in usual. And so I kind of like, yeah, there you go, missed it. But then today, what would have happened is it kind of went down all the way, much further than that trade overnight that I could have taken. It went all the way down to sort of 17.5%, which at 40x is a huge profit. And then again this morning, I woke up late today, and I missed it on the way up. That would have been a 19%. And blow me if just before the stream, I all set up again here, as you can see. If I come back to here, if I bring this in, I'd got this all set up. I went for a cigarette because I thought, well, we're having the stream in about 30 minutes, so I'll go in there and I'll grab a cigarette. And when I came back, it had already shot down, it had gone up above my, if I go down to the 1 minute, it had gone above mine and then come back down. And that's when I'd usually now get in rather than waiting for that extra confirmation. And I missed it. So now, if you go back to that kind of 3 minute chart, the most profit you would have got was 9.5%. So if you call it 10, just so it's easy for maths, that's like a 400% profit almost, right, within that time. It's now kind of coming up to this fair value gap, which is a bearish one. So in theory, is going to continue its journey down if it pings it. And it's kind of being helped at the moment by Bitcoin having a pullback, which is great, right? So as long as you keep that Bitcoin in mind, and you sit there at the right moment. I've been waiting for it. This is the problem, right? I've been sat waiting for this. And then I thought, oh, it's messing around in this region here. I'll just go for a quick cigarette. And then, within this sort of 5 minutes.
And you sit there at the right moment.
Went, oh,
I've been waiting for it.
Literally the third time. But anyway, if this maintains this kind of movement, then it could be another trade, and I'm not going to miss it next time. But you watch it change. You watch it change its mind. I'll go in the next time, and I'll go for a long when it goes back up, and it'll go, sorry, and just go down.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned this yesterday, and the thing is, you mentioned this would be perfect. You'd get in and you'd short it right here and just keep your stock just above that. I'm like, well, if it breaks above that point of consolidation, I'd be thinking it might retest that and go back up. But lucky for me, I was too tired, and it was late night for me, so I called it. But then you sent me a message that it went down, and I'm like, wow. That was like a market manipulation moment, because to me that's
all the time.
Yeah, right? I mean, we saw that with that other coin yesterday that you brought up. What was that one?
Oh yeah, was it DF or something? I
can't
remember which one it was.
Yeah, where you're getting these pumps, and it's kind of like, I mean, with the amount of volume, you'd think that there would be continuation. So I'm quite shocked at how quickly the price reversed and broke market structure, or the price structure. But then even the one that just happened 5 minutes before I mentioned it, I actually mentioned it in the server because I knew you were looking at it. But dang, that thing moves quick.
It does move quick, and the reason, of course, that you kind of be certain that this is a very important level is for a fact there's a POC at that level, right? You just know it, right? Because it's going back up to that fair value right there that people have agreed on. And I guess if we were to go to, say, a higher chart, you can see that this level here has been kind of I need to go onto a much higher chart here. Yeah, it's kind of on the long term, it's on its way down, right? But you can see how it kind of touched it once, went up, touched it again, went up, and then it started all this nonsense, right? But so this clearly, where I've got my entry roughly, is a POC from a long time ago. So it's very, very much a sort of demand area, right? A supply and demand area. Um, and and that's why I was fairly confident yesterday as it broke up. Also because Bitcoin was about to go down, I thought that is a trade, and then I missed it. This morning I woke up late, so missed that, and then today literally smoke break time. Let me turn the order blocks off a second. You can see it clearly. Just literally.
Hey, this one's easier because it actually went down and came back up, but the one from yesterday was like a V shape to the downside.
Yeah. But if you can find these coins, they're good for quick trades. Now you don't have to go for massive trades like I got set up in my exchange like this, but you could even if you'd have taken your profit like around around here, you'd have had 1,000 whatever dollars. I think I was trading $400, so you would have literally had well over $1,000. Two and a half, five, 2,000, a lot. So it would have been a great trade to just get in, stay in for like 15 minutes and then just take profit, right? Or take partial profit and then let the rest roll. But as you know, I've got this line here, and as soon as it comes down, if I'd have taken this trade, within seconds, I'd have had my stop loss down there. And then within another few minutes, my stop loss would be here. So to give it a chance to come back up to the fair value gap. But even at that point, you're looking at a 6% profit at 40x, right? So that's 240% profit on 400. So that's like 800, over $1,000, right? So so you can just leave it there, and if it comes back up to it, it takes you out. If it doesn't, it continues down, and you keep moving. You stop as you go. So you're locking in those profits as you go. Or you can take some off the table, like literally take your original money back out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, let the rest ride type of thing, yeah.
Yeah. So you take $400 worth out and go, okay, over to you. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
And so you've lost nothing, right? But yes, it appears to be obeying the fair value gaps at the moment. And again, Bitcoin is kind of bobbing down again. It's within this fair value gap here. Again, this is only the 5-minute chart. It's just I wanted to see these movements today on the small time frame. I don't like going to the 1 minute. It's just too volatile. You seem to think the move has shot up, and then it's a tiny candle on the 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. So 15 minutes is like my base time frame for trading, and then where I kind of look and I go to the 4 hours to check the market structure of a coin. Then I come back down to the 15 minutes to start looking for entries. And then to refine my stops, I go down to 5. I try to find a better stop. And if I have to go down to the 3 minutes, I do. And then whatever chart I'm on, I put Bitcoin on the same chart. Mm-hmm. So that on the same time frame. So therefore I understand. And I think that's one of the things that our alerts give you. Is if you're going to trade a coin, knowing that Bitcoin has a massive effect on almost the entire market, you have to figure out the relationship between the coin you want to trade and Bitcoin. And that's why these alerts that we have here, like rise fast, fall less, right? So if you're looking to go long and Bitcoin is like going up, coming down a bit, going up, coming down a bit, then you're trying to find those coins that are going up more and coming down less. And likewise, if you're wanting to short it, you're looking for fall fast, rise less. And look at that right now, the latest one in, and it's completely right it's completely right that that's picked that up, because that's Bitcoin. If you go to the 15-minute table, it's kind of gone down a lot more than it's risen, right? So just recently, which is why that's come in, and So yeah, it's these alerts are great because you want to understand that relationship so that you're trading with that trend as opposed to against it, right? There's no point if you've got a coin that's falling past and it's rising less right now to doing a long in it because your long profits are going to be less, and if Bitcoin starts to tank, it's going to go fast down again. So the alerts are very good. And then of course there are certain coins that at the moment are usual, like when it was on its way up an hour and a bit ago, rising when Bitcoin is falling. That's what usual was doing because it's coming again as it was coming up here, right? So Bitcoin was going down and it was going up. So again, it's you're discovering the relationships between a coin, and that's what these alerts are really useful for. And then if you get if you get more confluences, here we go again. Look, usual. Bearish fair value gap, which is exactly what you want when you're shorting it, right? So you want to see that because fair value gaps like here, I think if we go to the 15-minute, yeah, there you go. It'll be this one here. If they're big like this and they're a break of structure, which it is, right? It's gone below this low here, this higher low here. They tend to get respected. So that helps you understand, I think I'll stay in this trade. Right? So you've got all these confluences telling you, based on these alerts, how you should trade this coin, and also with its relationship against Bitcoin. So it's,
perhaps it could monitor it too if it hits the top of that fair value gap. If there's any signs of rejection on the lower time frame, that perhaps is a good indicator to establish a position as well.
You could do. So if you were certainly sure that Bitcoin was still falling, let me go down to back to the 5 minutes here. So it's coming to this fair value gap, right? Again, even on the 5 minutes, it was a break of structure, double confluence there, right? So it's coming up now to try and mitigate this fair value gap. Now, depending on what Bitcoin's doing, Bitcoin is kind of trying to rise and then getting rejected again. But it is in the middle of a fair value gap that has held it up for the last few hours, right? So around this level is a point where it tends to turn around and go maybe back up. You keep your eye on this because if this starts breaking down, given its relationship, then it is going to go back down, right? But as you say, to try find another entry, you could say, well, hey, we've got this now. I'm going to get in, if it starts to go back down here. Or you could play safe and go, I'm going to get in if it goes back down here, like this, right? So it continues its move down. You could, because even if you did that, if you, let me just, I've got a template now, short initial. Let me just, so I can just put this right. You could then go in and still get a 7%, 7.5% at that point, right? So you can find another entry, so you don't necessarily miss it. But we were coming up to the stream, so I know you're trading a Trump coin at the moment, but I tend not to trade while we're on the stream. So.
Well, I'm long in it only because, to your point about going on a higher time frame. So I played it off of the 4 hours, but what it did do was that I remember yesterday I talked about it. I said, hey, if it comes back down and touches that trend line again, I'm gonna go in on it, and that's what it did. And that's what it did. So I anteed up.
On the higher time frame, a disaster, right?
Yeah.
What a surprise! And then you go down to the 15-minute, and you of course it kind of came almost down to this fair value gap here, right? So you could have got in there, and you would have had 4%. I think the leverage wise is max 20x. I think on this. I'm not sure. I tend not to trade it, but because I look at this here. And I think, okay, maybe I might short it, right? Because if you shorted it at this point, you'd have had a nice 10% profit. Because it is in a down. It is in a general down.
It did that yesterday, right? Did it?
Yeah. Well, go back into the server. Trump USDT top retracement. I'll say it's retraced. It had a bullish fair value gap this morning at 3:30 a.m., which will have been back. Yeah, this one here, just this one here, not big. Yeah, but anyway, it did, and then of course it's just been kind of bandering up. But I don't see this going to the moon, So it's more of a short. So it's a coin I kind of tend not to trade. Let's put it that way. I don't particularly like it.
Alerts are not the thesis and bias is there.
Yeah, well, there's other coins that I don't trade either, and they not because of any principle, more that I find them a bit choppy or something like that. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Some coins are so choppy, they're so unpredictable that you can't seem to do a sensible setup. So why even? But they do massive moves, but they're very unpredictable. But what's the point of waiting to try get into that when there are so many other based on our alerts that you can take and earn money using them, right?
Yeah.
So it's I think there's just a point.
Did usual just mitigate? Okay, no,
It's
not yet.
mitigated right now. Yeah, so you have to wait for that closed candle to see if it's mitigated. But I'm on the 5-minute chart. I suspect on the 3, it may have mitigated it already. But yeah, so here, if I'd have raised my stop and not got out, I would have been just taken out now with that, that whatever it was, $1,000+ profit. And would you have cared? Do you know what I mean? No, you wouldn't have cared. And it might continue its journey down now. Who knows? But again, depends on. Oh, look at this.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Bitcoin is breaking down in this fair value gap, but only to the lowest level it's been within it so far. But if it does mitigate it, it's coming back down to this one, right? So, and there is an order block a bit below it, and also there is that. Hang on a sec. There is the. Let me go back to the 15-minute. There is that trend line that it could be coming back to try again, right? It could be, and it's only like it's not much on the day, right? Not much on the day at all.
Yeah, so well, if it does that, it does look really juicy. If it comes back and touches the trend line.
Yeah, because then it's gonna if it touches it again, it'll probably do something like this, right? And then something like this again, and maybe a little higher. Massive trading opportunities within that time, right?
Yeah.
And our alerts will give you the coins that are juicy within that. So no, it's Bitcoin is doing its usual buggering about, I guess is the right phrase. But as traders, it's quite good when it's choppy like this. It's quite good because you get lots of opportunities. So yeah, I don't know what usual's doing, but it did play as would have been a really successful trade. I had taken it for the second time that I missed it. So yeah, note to self: don't go for a smoke break when you're on the verge of taking a trade, thinking that it's got, based on the current price action, it's got a few more like 10, 15 minutes that you want to wait. Because sometimes you can wait around for like 15 minutes, an hour, and it doesn't actually ever get to your entry, right? So patience is very, very important. So
yeah, but yeah, like it's getting rejected now.
Yeah, the other one you mentioned, LTC, right? Because LTC was a coin that I was looking to long. I just did a look on it because it's been outperforming Bitcoin today. Aave was another one that came in, and that's now broken down. So you see, I was looking at a long here. Have I stretched this chart out or something? No. I was looking at a long. Oh, I'm on the 3-minute. Let me just move up a bit to see if it was going to go back up to this trend line here. But again, I was just, if I turn off the volume, I was waiting, right? I waited, kind of slightly came in, came back down again, but Bitcoin wasn't playing ball at that moment in time. So I was like, no. But yeah, so that was one. AGLD was another one that I set a trend line on and thought, well, it could come somewhere down here. I've got, I was thinking this could be something. And these are all from alerts that have come in. Ape was another one that came in. So again, keeping my eye on that. That's been chopping around, not as huge of profits, like 1.7, and I think you can only do 20x on that. But again, lots of quick trade opportunities, right? Literally, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-minute trades where you get a couple of percent, but on leverage, that maybe is 40%. So, which is enough, right? If you do 3 or 4 of them a day, that's all you need, right? You don't need the huge usuals. You get it every day. They're just very nice to haves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like the icing on the cake. And the other one was, there you go, missed that as well. Missed that as well. ONT. So that came in, I set that up and thought that's going to maybe a couple of percent trade. And because it had this trend line here that I put on, and I thought it could come back down to that. And guess what? It's come back down to that. So to retest it. So yeah, there's some great trades. But again, whenever I'm getting within my 12 noon to 1 p.m., I tend not to trade because I'm getting ready for the stream. But that was another setup that I did. So you can see these and again, based on alerts, these alerts work, right? And they give you the time to get and look at the chart and do your setup and look at your risk reward ratios and get ready to trade. But then once you're ready, you can't keep chopping around 4 or 5 different coins, right? You have to, if one's getting close, I set alerts, right? I literally come here and say, set an alert and let me know when it's crossing down a certain boundary that will still give me time. So I do that, then I can move on to another coin because they don't all get ready at the same point, right? But yeah, so lots and lots of trades today. But in terms of overall market, Bitcoin, meh.
It looks like it's getting rejected.
Yeah. I've already got a big wick at the top. Same as yesterday. Exactly the same as yesterday. And that's not good for the alts, right? Now, the alts on today are already down again. They're now negative, almost break even, right? But how many days have we been effectively going down here? Quite a lot. So no, we are not in altcoin season. And I can't see it just yet, right? Something's going to have to drastically change for us to get into altcoin season. Simple as that, really.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I mean,
that's it. I don't know if you've got any other. I've not looked at news today. You said you had some news, Biz.
Oh well, I guess governments are now really taking a different approach and stance against, taking Bitcoin a little bit more seriously. I know the Czech Republic, they've just recently announced or what they're going to do is incentivize more of the diamond hands by making it tax free if you hold it past 3 years. So I mean, it's good to see that governments are starting to, be a little bit more proactive and introducing different mechanics to incentivize longer term holding. So I thought that was really cool. Only thing is, we're seeing we're seeing a lot of cool things happening, but you're seeing the negative price action. So it's like, I mean, what can you say?
We're living in uncertain times, and therefore the market, you've got to expect that. But the thing to say is, from an investment point of view, it's kind of uncertain. From a trading point of view, we just trade what we see, and our alerts save you so much time in finding those coins that are ready to trade.
Mm-hmm.
So just trade what we see, and as long as you keep your eye on Bitcoin, if it's chopping around, go with that trend, right?
Yeah.
Find those coins that are going with that trend, rising fast, more falling less, yada yada yada, and then just trade it, and then you earn profit, right? So the aim is to earn enough to become where day trading is your job. You can do it as a job, and that's one of these things that these alerts really can help you with. I know people go on about bots and all of this kind of stuff and earn money while you sleep, but real trading takes commitment and patience and consistency. You've got to keep doing it, because the more you do it, the more you learn, the more patterns you see. If you just can't expect to press a button and then the next day to the moon and you're retired on a beach in Bali, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that.
Well,
So
there's a meme coin. It's a pain that's doing really well. So it's really funny because it couldn't have come at a better time. And the meme is pretty funny as well because he's a legend in the space. I don't think it's come into any of our exchanges that we trade on yet, but I think eventually it would.
pain, and so hang on a sec. So pain meme.
Becco shared the contract address.
Yeah. Is pain coin pain legit? But what's the?
Oh, you see that face right there? Yeah, he's an icon. He's an icon. You can't.
Pain coin, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's all really. I tell you what, it reminds me of.
Poor soul, man.
The scream, the famous scream painting, right?
Oh man.
So it's look, someone's done.
What is this? Oh.
But yes, this is a really famous painting, right? Called Scream. That would be a good meme coin. Anybody watching this? So yeah, that's it, Biz. That's us for today.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, we are 3 minutes over our typical time. Thank you everybody for watching. Appreciate you all. If you guys haven't done so already, give us a follow. And if you haven't checked out our YouTube, we have some videos there that teach you how to take a look at some of the indicators that we're using to chart, and as well as bringing the crypto insights in. You can leverage or utilize these tools for yourself. So if you haven't done so, give it a subscribe. You can also join our server by clicking our website, scrolling down to the bottom. There is our Discord link, and once you join the server, if you post a screenshot or give us your Twitter handle, we'll verify that you followed us, and we'll give you access to all the alerts. All right, well, that's it for today. I'm your host Biz with co-founder Andy. This is Boomer and Degen, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Peace out.
Happy trading, everyone. Bitcoin is going down again.
Yeah, let's go short party. Later, guys. Stay safe.